It's about to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix! Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome to Sports Orbit, reaching you live from the Leadership Podcast studio. My name is Afa Acho. Salif Usman is also here with me. Wonderful. Welcome to Sports Orbit once again. And thank God it's Friday.
Yeah, thank God it's Friday, last edition, the last episode of the week. It's always a pleasure to be on this here for Sports Orbit.
Yeah. On this episode of Sports Orbit, as always, we have a bumper and exciting package for you. Of course, the Moshood Abiola Stadium is up and running, and the World Cup qualifying playoff between Ghana and Nigeria will actually be played in that stadium. And yesterday, we saw Cameroon finally crash out of the AFCON. Their hopes of hosting and winning all fell flat yesterday as Egypt took it a step further and made it to the final after a 3-1 defeat in penalties. Recall that in the whole of 120 minutes of football, it was 0-0 until Egypt put all their balls in the net, and Cameroon apparently missed 3 good spots from three good kicks from the spot, and they'll now settle for a third place match against Burkina Faso. Also, yesterday, Aliko Dangote, richest man in Africa, also paid an inspection visit to the Moshood Abiola Stadium, where his company actually sponsored the innovation of that stadium. We'll give you an update of that. MPFL matches are on for the weekend again, match week 10 actually is upon us this weekend. And of course, we have a bit of some transfer news, that and so much more we'll give to you on today's episode. We begin with the news right here from Abuja, coming from the Moshood Abiola Stadium, where Ghana and Nigeria will play the home game of the World Cup playoff here at the Moshood Abiola Stadium. CAF inspectors actually, during the week, actually came to have a look at that stadium, and they've certified it fully ready and fit enough to host international games. And the match between Nigeria and Ghana will be played in this stadium. This is good news, especially to Abuja football fans, because it's been over how many years now since fans of the Super Eagles based in Abuja have watched the Super Eagles live. Same here for me also.
Yeah, the last time Super Eagles played a competitive match on that pitch was 2011.
You can imagine that.
That was the game against
Guinea, yeah.
and we needed to win that match. But unfortunately, we played a 2-2 draw, which ended our hope of qualifying for 2012 Africa Cup of Nations in Equatorial Guinea and Gabon. So that was the last time we played for the match on that pitch. So for over 12 years now, Super Eagles have not been playing on that pitch.
Super Eagles didn't even have a home anymore.
They didn't have a home, so they were just like how do I describe them?
IDPs.
An orphan. The idea, so just a migrant who just be watering from looking around. You see him in Lagos today. Next time you see them in Port Harcourt. Next time you see them in Uyo. You see them in Delta.
Yeah.
So, but thank God to the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sport who came with the idea that, it is obvious that federal government cannot maintain that stadium because it requires a huge lot of amount to keep that stadium running. And successful ministers who have come and gone, try to make sure that that stadium come to life and make it usable all their effort end on nothing. End on nothing in the sense that you can't just sit in your comfort of your office and expect that the stadium will get well. You need to get out and try to take something out of your put your thinking cap to get something out of something to get it done. So all the successful ministers before Sunday that they try all you hear they'll drop a very bogus budget that they required this to maintain the stadium, but nothing was successful. Thank God to Sunday that when he came and it was obvious that the government don't have that sort of money that they require to maintain the stadium. So he went on his own and decided to
smart thinking.
Smart thinking, yes, smart thinking.
Adopt a pitch
And
initiative.
he said that yes, we need to involve the private sector. And he came with the idea that okay, adopt a pitch initiative. You don't need to give us money. Just adopt a pitch on your own in the stadium, just like you put adopt an athlete. So adopt a pitch in stadium that you feel that you can innovate. Just put on your get your contractors, engage a contractor of your choice, not at their own discretion. Negotiate with the contractor. All you wanted from you, just help us to fix the pitch. And like we hope, the minister and Dangote came to the rescue of the pitch, accepted that okay, he's going to repair the pitch. Remember the stadium, apart from the stadium facilities, apart from the football pitch, it has other facilities that they can go all around. So what the Dangote have renovated so far is just the pitch, the scoreboard, and the light, and at the same time the training pitch and other training pitch. But the center track, as we speak, you were there yesterday and you saw what the center track look like. I think in a very nutshell time, I think we need somebody to also come to the rescue of that track, that thing need to be fixed because you can't have it because central track add the value to the pitch. And if you don't have a befitting track, that is also affecting the beauty and the efficiency of the pitch. So we commended the Dangote for coming out of his own and ensure that if he wants to put his one on that pitch, and just like yesterday, he has promised that okay, you for 2 years initial term to maintain that pitch for 2 years time, and then promise that okay, he will not abandon the stadium again, and we pray that he continue. And but one thing is that in this country, side of the country, that we always have a problem. We have a change of government. This current minister of youth and sport, no matter how long he stay in the office, he will not last in that office more than 29th of May, 2023. So for next year, 2023, at least let maximum have 1 year and 3 months in that office to run. But what do I say? And after him, we hope that whoever will come after him.
No, I think the good thing with this contract is like we heard clearly from even Dangote himself yesterday. The contract is for an initial 2 years. So even by the time Sunday Dare leaves office, the contract will still be running. Okay. And in his own words, he said even after that, he won't still let the stadium go to waste. So whoever comes in administer, a deal has been signed. So it will be shameful for a new minister to come in and not continue this initiative.
That's where I was trying to come. I remember in this kind of contract how it always play out. You know, if you listen to the man carefully yesterday, you also see that okay, under you will continue to support sport. If you remember that word, under you. So sometimes I was saying, what do you mean by under you? Does it mean that if that leave office, will he stop giving support to sport? You know, sometimes there's some the approach matter. The way you approach, the way you talk, and the way you approach, and you need to have trust. So if you have a full level of confidence on somebody, it gives you whole lot of idea to support such a person. And if that person, like the person who came to the ministry, the next government or the next occupant of that face, will he be able to put that level of trust, the same trust that end that way?
Exactly.
To ensure that Dangote put his interest. For Dangote to come down on his own to that pitch, he has a lot of things to do. He's a business person. So as a businessman, not like a businessman, they calculate their time and all the time. 1 minute they calculate the time a bit as a money. So we spend 1 minute somewhere, how much they're going to end to waste. So for him to come that situation, underline the time of confidence and the attachment he attached to the fact of that pitch, and all will not be going away if you don't have so much trust on the occupant of that office, which is the mix of transport at the moment.
And still speaking in that same vein, and yesterday, of course, the man himself, Aliko Dangote, was actually right there at the stadium to see what has been done. Because it's one thing for you to say, okay, I'm releasing funds for you to do this. It's another thing. Fine. Last year, a few representatives from his company came out to see, but this time around, From what I heard, he insisted that he wanted to see for himself what has been done.
Yes.
So it shouldn't be that some people came from my company and are giving me wrong paper. So I need to see things.
Yes, and that's
he actually came.
And that's leadership.
And we remember how long we had to wait for him to come, but he ensured that he made sure that he had to see what was going on. And judging from what he saw, he was completely impressed.
Satisfied.
And I saw this for myself. That stadium is awesome. The pitch, in fact, while the contractor was even explaining some of the things, they said the grass they use for that stadium is the same one they are using for all the pitches that will be used for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. I had a feel of that turf. It's excellent, I will tell you. And I think kudos to Dangote for, just like the minister said, kudos to him for taking up the challenge to say that, okay, this adopt pitch initiative, like he said, if we don't develop sports in our own country, who will come and do it? So he felt, okay, why not we do this thing? And he did it, and he came there to actually see the fruits, see that this thing is actually yielding fruit. Even in the afternoon, you could see how bright those floodlights were. Exactly. So I can imagine in the night it would be like you're playing football in the daytime.
And the
sprinklers, everything was working perfectly.
That is good, and we commend the contractors who also handle that job for doing the perfect job. And that is it. You know, in as much as I'm trying to speak, you know, sometimes you need to try to exhibit some level of trust.
Absolutely.
For this time, you know, private sectors in this part of the country, of this side of the world, always are fear of those in government who to invest their money in a certain thing. But if the minister come out of it, please, we don't need your money. Don't give us money. You adopt the pitch you want. Put your money, negotiate with whoever you want to negotiate. None of the money will be going to the minister's account. You deal directly with the contractor. But what the ministry do is to guide the contractors. It's what they needed to be done, what is required, and to what the specifications required. So none of the money transfer between the minister or the office of the ministry is within the contractor, but the ministry always only those in the department of the ministry facility to guide the contractors and ensure that the perfect job is done. And just like we said yesterday, apart from Dangote, apart from despite his board of directors and others have already come to see that he still feel that let me still go and see it. And let us assume it show this job was done. And as the man come yesterday, it will be an embarrassment. So yesterday, you have given us hope. He said that I will still come with the order my director to come and see it, to come and see what we have done and to give us more so that we can invest more than we have done.
Absolutely. Correct, very correct. Of course, and the beneficiaries of this new look MQ Abiola Stadium for, of course, when it comes to international games, incidentally will be the Falconets, where they will be filing out against Cameroon. Actually, that match is tomorrow, right there at the Abuja National Stadium to take on, in the FIFA Under-20 Women's
Young Lions of
qualifying. Young Lions of Cameroon. So tomorrow that match. So I mean, the match is not forgetting that some MPFL matches, like the minister said, that they've agreed that every week at least 2 MPFL matches will be hosted right on that stadium, just to keep it busy. Then tomorrow the Falconets will be there. Sometime in February, actually 18, Super Falcons will be there. Then come the big one in March, the Super Eagles versus Ghana will be there. And I can imagine the excitement, how that stadium will be when Ghana comes to town.
The good thing is that, take it from us, as we are saying, just like it now. Business, stationery, whatever comes, Abuja National Stadium is back to life. So as a business person, think of what you can do to take to that stadium now, because a lot of business activities is going to be going around the stadium now. Now, as from tomorrow, Super Falconets will be there. Competitive match. So Abuja Stadium is back to life and running.
So good one out there. So remember
and the good thing is that, just like the minister said yesterday, I don't know whether it's what we heard from the minister yesterday, that even that the FCT minister have agreed that in any competitive match that will be played by the Super Eagles or any of the national team, buses will be supplied to all the 4 corners of the Abuja. Bagwalada, Juba, Maraba, or Jukwe, anywhere you have any side of the angle you are coming to the town of Abuja, there will be buses that will take you. You don't even need to bother how long you need to transfer myself.
Buses will bring you to the stadium
buses and take you back. So Abuja fans, you don't need to worry. Just get yourself at the appropriate time. The bus will pick you there to the stadium and still take you back at no cost to you.
Thanks for coming from there. And of course, in the first Okay, the Falconers trashed Central African Republic 11-0 on aggregate before playing Congo 4-0, but were held 0-0 by Cameroon in the first leg. And of course, this is the second leg, and the Super Falcons will need to bag all 3 points to ensure
Yeah,
that they qualify for the next round.
just like yesterday, the head coach of the team, Dajman Christopher, was
That's right,
great.
yeah.
So he said yesterday to sport when we were supposed to, yeah, he said it's a must-win match.
Yeah.
So I said Super Falconet
Falconers,
have no choice. All the is to get the triple. And yesterday, I was to the extent when I started to watch that thing, I was beginning to feel for the girls because of the long distance, very rigorous training. And when I asked him, he said, why? He said, no, they need to cover all the area that needed to be covered to ensure that God, that match must be a win for him. And for him, according to him, Nigeria has never really qualified for the World Cup, and that it will not be happen. It will happen this time under him. So he's trying to ensure that it must win, and they must get all the needed result. Because playing away 0-0, you may think that it's not a bad result, but that also keep you at a risk because all you need to do is to stop Cameroon from scoring any goal. If they score you, that means you need to go to cancel that one goal they score you.
Away from that, and also there will also be MPFL matches going down tomorrow. And if we have those fixtures, can we look at them? My what match week 10 will begin tomorrow, and Remo Stars, Rivers United.
11.
Week 11, actually, Remo Stars and Rivers United looking like they might just eventually end as number one and two. I don't know who will be one or two, but if you've gone 10 games, you are yet to taste defeat. And I don't know who will stop either Rivers United or Remo Stars. And anyway,
Well,
a quick look at the fixtures tomorrow. Anyway, Abia Warriors will be up against National United, Dakada FC versus Kano Pillars. Actually, these matches will be on Sunday. Heartland FC versus Gombe United. Heartland, since the issue of their non-payment of salaries, it's been one defeat to another. Kwara United at home against Lobby Stars. MFM will be hosting the champions, Aqua United. Niger Tornadoes versus Kasma United. Plateau United, Rivers United. This will be a real test also for Rivers United. If you know that, because Plateau United is also not a pushover, and Rivers United will be going. And Remo Stars in the Southwest will be hosting Shooting Stars, and Shooting Stars seem like they've become alive in recent times, especially when they are playing at home. Sunshine Stars versus Aimba, Victories versus Enugu. And we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll give you a proper analysis of these fixtures. Don't go nowhere.
For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.
Welcome back from that short break. We were talking about the MPFL fixtures for the weekend. Some people looking at these games, Remo Stars, Shooting Stars. For me, it's looking like one of the star matches. Then, of course, Plateau United, Rivers United clearly will be a big match also.
Yeah, they are very. Just if you look at the picture, very interesting features in Cracker. For instance, Kwara United, Lobby Star
Stars.
is a North Central derby.
Yeah, North Central
North Central derby,
derby.
very interesting encounters. Lobby Star, although they may have some inconsistent this season, but if you come to the game of Nigeria League, Lobby Star is one of the team to reckon with. So, and Kwara United have not been doing bad. They are not doing badly. So it will be a very tough clash at the Lorry Stadium. And if you look, and at the same time, Remo Stars teams are based on the performance of the Remo Star this season. Ordinarily, I would say that 70% I will stay with the Remo Star to have a result against Shooting Star, because I told you at the last episode, I will now begin to put my money on Remo Star if they were able to survive the Canopilla. And like you say, they survived Canopilla. They play a goalless draw. So now I begin to have trust and confidence in the Remo Star that against a Shooting Star. I don't think Shooting Star, more important that they will play at their own stadium. Shooting Star will not have any chance against Remo Star. But I'm not saying it will be a win, but Remo Star will definitely fight and get the result there. At the same time, Enyimba Sunshine Star, Sunshine Star used to be a very tough team. Well, let's see how it's going to be. Enyimba will not have it easy in Akure. And Plateau United, Rivers has dominated the league this season. But let's see how it's going to be. Either Plateau United will allow them to get away there. But I foresee River United tasting defeat in Plateau United this time around. Just mark it as I told you. I foresee
looking at an upset right there in Jos Township Stadium.
So I'm telling you, just mark it. River United, their unbeaten run will be pushed.
For now.
For now. So at the same time, Wiki Tourists are not too impressive. So, but that's how it's going to be. But luckily, Abdul Maikaba is their former coach.
Yeah.
You know that there is the former coach of Wiki Tourists. No, he understands the terrain in Wiki Tourists. Definitely, you may get the result in Wiki Tourists.
Of course, in the midweek matches when they came up against Plateau United, he came against his former team and lost.
Sometimes he may not. Yes, because I'm saying that because he's saying that Wiki Tourists performance this season has not been too encouraging. But I see that Abdul Maikaba will get the result in Wiki Tourists.
All right, so you keep an eye on that one, and we'll give you a full review of all that went down in the MPFL on Mondays. Away from that and onto the AFCON, where we're all aware of what transpired yesterday between Egypt and Cameroon. Egypt are in the final of the 2021 AFCON, actually chasing their 8th title if they get to defeat Senegal. We watched that game. Cameroon, a lot of chances were missed in the first half. Cameroon should have easily wrapped that game up, but they couldn't put the ball behind the net. And after 120 minutes of football, up to penalties, and it was clear that Cameroon did not actually plan to go in for that match to go into penalties, because it's been a long time I saw a team play penalties and you lose 3 penalties. Three straight. And the Egyptians were scoring those penalties like it was actually going out of fashion. And Abubakar has actually blamed his teammate for the loss. And if you watch that in that game, he was completely marked out of the game. He had very few touches on the ball, so he even didn't have enough time and space to cause the usual damage he's been doing to teams since the AFCON began. And he has come out to say his teammates are to blame for that loss.
But it is not. Sometimes you get frustrated when you accepted because it's a teamwork. You accepted your colleagues to add up to your contribution, and then no forthcoming. You get frustrated about frustrated. But to me, I don't encourage the players that when you lose, just accept the result. All of you lose together. When you win, all of you win together. So you don't need to appreciate anybody. But the bottom line is that on his own part, he delivered yesterday. Yes, he may not have. He was completely marked just like you said. At the same time, that is why coaches will be able to understand when your plan it doesn't work, you should be able to switch to plan B. And when you come to just like say, the game was tactically marked out.
Yeah.
The two sides play tactically, and even Egypt has a very chance to also bury the match within the regulation time. When I was saying the opportunity that came with the way of Mo Salah, which he couldn't utilize it.
Yeah, the keeper actually did very well in that one-on-one with the keeper, and he had to use his leg left to
stop the ball. So, and Abakar, when he got the penalty out, Abakar put that he's a leader of the team and he delivered. But unfortunately, he was
the only person who scored the penalty.
He was the only person that scored his colleagues. So I couldn't imagine that for the first time, just like you say, a team that at the tournament we are getting to the knockout stage, you are not prepared for a penalty. It's like Cameroon were too overconfident that
I think they had the feeling that
to wrap the game. And unfortunately, it's like they were not prepared for the penalty, because I can't imagine 3 of you miss a penalty straight. It's really unfortunate. And you can see Samuel Eto'o, the president of
New
Cameroon
president.
Corruption, was totally disgusted yesterday.
They actually spoiled it. I'm sure Eto was hoping to start his reign as
Yeah.
president of FECA Foods
An
on
African
a high
champion.
note, as South African champion, but sorry, it wasn't to
But
be.
well, getting to the semi-final is not an easy task. It was a big achievement. The fact that he hosted and we were able to play in the semi-final, to me, is an achievement. And I still commend Cameroon. All they need to do,
They still have a chance to play in the third place match
all they
against
need to
Burkina
do
Faso tomorrow.
is to just shrug off the defeat and then face the Burkina Faso tomorrow and probably get the result they want against Burkina Faso. But it could have been where he lost the title.
All right,
Now,
on to the final match. Of course, I think fans of Liverpool and all over the world should be happy for this one because whichever you look at it, a Liverpool player will come first, will be an African champion, the other one will come second. Sade will be up, Agmane rather will be up against his friend and strike partner, Mo Salah, on Sunday.
Immediately after that final, immediately after this, Egypt qualifies, the people quickly tag that final, Mane versus Salah.
Absolutely, that's what it is.
You cannot get it more than Mane versus Salah. Even James Club, who was designing Africa Cup of Nations, I believe he'll be happy, he'll be interested to watching the final now. I'm sure he's going to watch the final with teams that got two of his key players are facing each other in the final. But let's how it go to be. But to me, I'm putting my money on Senegal. Egypt, I thumbs up for them. They have tried, they have come far to this final, but at least
because especially looking at how they lost to Nigeria in that game and not playing too convincingly in the other first group games, it seemed like they're not even they're going to. It was possible for them to even make it out of that group, but made it to the out of the group second round, and they just kept building in confidence slowly, and now here they're in the final. Almost similar story also for Senegal, who in the beginning, recall how they finished the first round matches. They were not too convincing. I think in the first round they scored just 2 goals, to qualify. But getting into from second round, they seem to have picked up. In the quarterfinal game, it was 3-1. Semi-final, same scoreline. So all of a sudden the floodgates opened.
Why I'm putting my trust in Senegal is this: if you want, just like the way you analyze it, both of them started on the wrong footing, very slow footing, but gradually they started pick up. Senegal are yet to lose the match in this competition. Egypt have tested defeat against Nigeria, and at the same time, since we get to in the knockout stage, Egypt are yet to score a goal. Remember they win the quarterfinal match against Cote d'Ivoire via a penalty. Yesterday again they survived against Cameroon via a penalty, so they are yet to score a goal in the last 2 matches. But in Senegal, in their last 2 matches, they have scored 6 goals or 6-2. So definitely, it's going to be tight. While Egypt are yet to score a goal, they are yet to also concede a goal. But Senegal have let it score 6 goals, concede 2. So definitely, it's going to be a very tight World Cup. Tight, and but I see Senegal smiling for the first time because everybody also will even give the cup to Senegal. If it's something that we could just give to Senegal, I think we should just give to Senegal. But this is the third time they are facing. This is a third final.
Back-to-back finals.
No, not back-to-back. Back-to-back final. Except 2 times. 2 times.
Yeah, I mean played in 2019, and here they are again.
Back-to-back final 2 times. But this is a third time final. And the first one in 2002 in Mali, they lost to Cameroon in the final. Last 3 years ago in Egypt, they lost to Algeria. Now against Egypt, I don't think please whatever is will forbid everything that will make them to lose to another North Africa. Let the Africa Cup of Nations come back to West Africa. It was taken from after Nigeria bring it 2013. No West Africa have bring it again. I think let's see bring it back to West Africa for this time around. So Senegal will give Senegal all of that, and not just giving support, but being because we are all West Africa. Senegal has all it takes to win this title. And I see Mane versus Salah. And if you look at 2 of them, look very similar. Both of them are number 10, wearing 10 position, has the burden of their country behind them. And definitely, we pray that Senegal will carry it. I don't just pray. We hope Senegal has all it takes to beat Mali, to beat Egypt. Sorry.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that one. And of course, for our viewers, just go straight to our Facebook page and give us your prediction at the end of AFCON 2021. From Sports Orbit, we'll have fantastic prizes for winners who predict the winners of the AFCON 2021. Away from that, before we leave the studio, on to transfer news where Man City and Liverpool are reportedly eyeing Arsenal youngster Saka. Salifu, I saw this news today and looks like Saka's performances for the Gunners. I mean, clearly, if you look at Arsenal, he's been their standout performer in the last 2 seasons,
So
without a doubt.
they want to pre-pass now.
Well, I mean, it would be difficult for any English player to turn down the likes of Man City and Liverpool. He's sure that if any of these clubs come for him, the hope of winning a title is a given. What be the Champions League?
He can win the title in Arsenal. I think he has won the title. He has won the FA Cup with Arsenal.
I mean, FA Cup, I don't think, well, it's a title, but you know, when you win cups like that, you're looking up to being a champion, winning the Champions League, winning.
Just like the Trump Rankas, Saka is a fantastic player, very young. His age is very, very on his side, so, and it's also a future investment. So every club will be delighted to have such a very young players in their team. So it's left for him, apart from even Liverpool's and Manchester City, also in the I also saw other foreign clubs like Real Madrid and others also coming for him because he's a very young player who has a very promising young stars. But it's left for Arsenal, but it will be difficult for Arsenal to keep him if this pressure continues.
Anyway, that's all we have for you with that transfer news. We've come to today's end of today's episode of Sports Orbit. Salute once again. Thank you for being here. So, but quickly, what's your prediction for Senegal versus Egypt? Give me a scoreline.
I've always been all my predictions on here. They always be stand. So
let's have for this one. For the last one.
I predicted yesterday, although I didn't predict the scoreline, but I predicted that the match will be dragged to the extra time, and I see Egypt progress to the next round. So go back and listen to. I also predicted that the Senegal will triumph against Burkina Faso, which also came to the. Although I say Senegal will win by 3-0, but unfortunately the match ended 3-1. But if you minus 1, I still have my 2-0 standing. So I've already predicted, but I can't give you the scoreline. But I see Senegal winning the Emerging Africa champion.
All right, that's the prediction from Octopus Salifu. On Monday, when we come here, we'll see if his predictions actually came right. Anyway, it's been nice bringing this show to you in the last 30 plus minutes, and keep an eye on the MPFL. A lot of mouth-watering clashes this game. Of course, the big one, the final of 2021 AFCON. Also, keep an eye on that one. On Monday, we'll come and give you a review of all the sporting activities that went down during the weekend. Until come your way again on Monday, it's another fresh and exciting episode of Sports Orbit. I remain your host, Alpha Achuan. Stay safe out there and have a lovely weekend.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.